So it's been back and forth in the North Gauteng High Court between defence attorney for accused 1 to 4, Titi Tlale, and presiding judge Meyiwa Murder. Tlale, who represents the defendants 1 to 4 in the Meyiwa Murder Trial, is accusing the judge of dictating his line of questioning. Meyiwa's longtime friend, Tumelo Madlala, has been back on the witness stand today. Of course, he was in the house when the Bafana captain was shot and killed in October 2014. Our reporter Slindelo Masikane is following the trial, and she joins us now. So, Sli, Titi Tlale was wrapping up cross-examination, but not without a bit of verbal sparring with the judge. What was that all about? What was at the heart of it?
Yeah, a heated exchange this morning just before Titi Tlale for accused 1 to 4 wrapped up his cross-examination of Tumelo Madlala. At that point, we were actually seeing Tlale putting the version of his client to the witness, Tumelo Madlala, saying that his clients vehemently deny being anywhere near forceless on the day Meyiwa was shot and killed. In fact, 3 of them claim they were incarcerated. One claims he was working in Rustenburg. And in particular, the line of questioning which resulted in that heated exchange, Sally, was when Titi Tlale, I think, in essence, was really trying to show the court that Tumelo Madlala is not being open and honest or taking the court in his confidence. Because whenever he's asked about time, he seemingly can't remember. So at that point, he was asking Madlala to take out his phone and show the court exactly what time he left to come to court this morning for cross-examination. And at that point, the judge, Meyiwa Murder, seemingly had a problem with the relevancy of the question, but also saying that it was going to put the safety and security of Madlala at risk if we're trying to expose exactly what time police officers are bringing him to the courthouse. Let's take a listen to that exchange.
If the court allows me to finish.
No, I'm not allowing you to repeat. I'm saying it can.
No, I'm not repeating, Your Lordship.
That question is not going to answer.
No, I'm not saying he must answer the question. I'm replying to the objection. For whether he answers the question is something else. The court will make a ruling. Let me finish my submission to the state.
No need to finish it. Go to another question.
The Lordship is detecting to me now.
Yes.
I can't. It's not procedural for the court for me. I want to reply.
I am saying go to another question.
No, I'm not going to another question. I'm not asking him to answer the question.
If you don't have another question, sit down.
No.
You are not going to answer.
Your Lordship, you cannot tell me to sit down. Your Lordship.
If you don't have another question.
Who said that I don't have another question?
Yeah. Then ask another question.
Your Lordship. Your Lordship.
Don't do that to me. What are you doing to me?
I'm saying, Your Lordship, I'm trying to answer today. I want to reply.
Why must you repeat it?
Yes, I have a reason why.
What conduct is that?
I'm saying, Your Lordship, I want to reply. May the court allow me to reply?
Quite a tense moment there. Of course, crucially important, I would imagine, for Titi Tlale to try and discredit this witness who pointed to one of the people he's representing, saying he was in the house on that night. So you can understand perhaps that it's a very tense line of questioning. But he's now done with his cross-examination, and now Advocate Slindelo Masikane, who represents the 5th accused, she's just started. Is she doing the same sort of thing with the witness, or is her tactic quite different?
You know, if you watch Advocate Slindelo Masikane in terms of just the first 2 witnesses that she's cross-examined, she's very methodical in her line of questioning. She always begins with trying to establish the qualifications of the person she's going to cross-examine. Today, in fact, saying that she wants to see exactly the type of skill Tumelo Madlala has. And she established, of course, in the beginning that he has a matric certificate. and that at the time he was working when Senator Meyiwa invited him over to Johannesburg. And at that point, she was trying to, I think, establish that Tumelo Madlala actually did have money, because in his evidence in chief, he claimed that Senator Meyiwa paid for the trip for him to come to Johannesburg because he didn't have money. So already trying to discredit Tumelo Madlala and his testimony, but also getting into the nitty-gritty in terms of that fateful evening, saying that, the sobriety of those who were in the house is questionable because they were drinking. And in fact, she said that if Tumelo Madlala had just even one can of alcohol, that certainly would have impaired his level of sobriety, and also then bringing in the state of the crime scene. You would remember that the defense has been really drilling it, that it seems something happened at the crime scene in terms of evidence being tampered with, cleaned, contaminated, and she showed a picture of 2 cans of alcohol that were found at the crime scene. And at that point, Madlala had already told us that he himself had had 4 to 5 cans of alcohol. So, Mshololo then was saying, so it seems that something certainly did happen, because those 2 cans that were found by the police are not a reflection of the amount of alcohol that was actually consumed that evening. Let's take a listen.
Do you see photo 114?
Yes, ma'am. Let's tell me to see 114.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yes, I can see the photo.
Photo 114, my lord, of Exhibit B. 114 of Exhibit B. You see those 2 cans, those are the remaining cans that were discovered by the police or were recovered by the police at the crime scene. You understand?
Yes, yes.
Yes, I do follow.
And all of you inside the house, you had not only consumed 2 cans as depicted in that picture. Is that correct?
And njengoba kubonakala la esithombeni la nonke endini azange ke niphuze kuphela amakani la njengoba kubonakala esithombeni kunjalo.
You had consumed more than that.
Niphuze ukudlula lapho.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the cans that are depicted there, they are not the true reflection of the empty cans you had consumed inside the house.
Lama can akhonjwa la esithombeni akusisi isithombe seqiniso sama cans lawo eniwaphuzile lapha phakathi endlini.
Yeah, we can see that.
That's correct.
So it means they had been removed. The cans you had consumed inside the house, they had been removed by the time when the police arrived.
All right, so I would imagine that cross-examination continues tomorrow. But on the sidelines of this case, there's been a lot of talk about the fact that Chico Tlale, the record producer and the son of Longwe Tlale, who was in the house with the group on the night that Meyiwa died, Chico Tlale visiting the Senator Meyiwa family in KwaZulu-Natal this past weekend. Tell us what you've been able to establish about that and what the reason for the visit was.
Yeah, so I actually received information, I think it was late Sunday evening, early Monday, around a visit that the Meyiwa family had received from Chico Tlale. And at that point, I was still trying to get confirmation from Chico Tlale himself, as well as, try and speak to the sisters who are here for the trial. And in a phone call conversation last night, Chico Tlale then did confirm that, yes, he did go visit Senator Meyiwa's mother. Didn't want to go into detail around what the conversation was about, but he said that he was there to offer his support. In fact, to quote him, he said, yes, I went to the lion's den. He said it was a very difficult conversation, but he wanted to offer his support for the family. What kind of support that is, we still don't know. But today, one of the Meyiwa sisters, Nomalanga, confirming to me that, yes, the meeting did happen. Also not wanting to go into a lot of detail, Sally, but saying that there's a possibility that there could be more meetings between the two families in future. And so, of course, like you've said, Longwe Tlale was one of those who was in the house. Will he be called to testify? We still don't know, but we are here for 3 weeks, so there is definitely a possibility.
Thank you so much. That is intriguing indeed. That, of course, is our reporter Slindelo Masikane coming to us live from Pretoria.